Digital Marketing Misfits.
We're going to talk about earned media and Bud Light. So creating, literally, we're talking about, if people don't know what earned media is, right? So media being you create the content or you pay for an ad, right? That's media that you can either purchase or you can create and gather organically. Earned media is when people report on your content or they report on an event, right? So people do these big spectacle events so that they can hopefully make the rounds in the news or make the rounds on the talk shows. You can't buy placement in the news. Maybe you can, but for the most part, you can't buy that placement. So, I mean, Bud Light got all kinds of earned media in the past week, and all it cost them was a 12-pack. Yep. That's it. It wasn't like they had a run of...
But it didn't cost them anything.
No.
Somebody else bought it and threw it out, and it went viral. Let's use the common sense factor here.
Right. It was already bought.
I'm talking about the original 12-pack to Dylan, though. So somebody printed 12 cans with Dylan's face, sent them to her. She posted for free, said, "Hey, look, this is something cool they did for me." And then just the internet went wild. And again,
controversy
Regan,
gets
were buying to
eyeballs.
throw it out. What'd you say?
Controversies like snowflakes are so easily triggered that they probably knew that a simple act of just creating, even if it was just a 6-pack, right? I don't know if they ran a whole, truckload of these with the pictures and stuff.
They did,
but it triggered so many people. The snowflakes went crazy, and the next thing you know, it's all over. Virality. There is nothing that competes with a viral piece of controversy. Controversy, especially when tons of people jump onto that specific train. To me, the way that the internet is today, because it wasn't like this 10 years ago. Today, if you got one controversy and a couple people pick it up, it can literally spread. You can get billions of impressions on your product because of one controversy.
Yeah.
So people say, well, what's the pros, the cons? What about the shareholders? What about, people who are so worried? Dude, Bud Light's the only one who's winning in all of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're winning.
Yeah, and it came in waves, right? So first, obviously, you get that first post, right, from Dylan. Then you get all the triggered snowflakes or, oh, fuck Bud Light, right? But then you get all the next wave of people going, hey, look at these idiots that are saying fuck Bud Light. There was 3 layers there, because you got Dylan's audience, you've got the triggered audience, and you got the reporting. And now I think we're at the point where people are like, the fuck's going on with Bud Light? And now they're coming into the party.
Right.
Well,
it just feeds on itself.
There's also some earned media there. I saw one today of Jack Daniels, and it's just, it's just triggering the snowflakes reactions to everything, because we're all like, hey, it's 2023. Most people have stood and had some type of pride something the last 10 years, let alone 20. Come along or don't. And it's just hilarious. I love the trolls right now. It's just refreshing to see, that's why, not to make anything political here, but they're trying to ban us for this fucking reason, right? There's never been virality where people can reach other people by sharing a story and all literally coming together and being able to come together for change. Look at what just happened in Tennessee and how that blew up on social media. The impact is what is
in particular.
Yeah.
Damn.
I call
without getting political. Yes. Guess what? TikTok was the only one with a lot of shit.
Yeah. And I think the reason why TikTok happened the way that it did, in kind of going away from more like how news gets distributed, right? Snapchat, I think, was the first person to do real live boots on the ground raw reporting. But the problem with Snapchat is everything disappears in 24 hours.
Right.
TikTok doesn't. TikTok is forever. So you could have that boots on the ground reporting that happens in the moment, in the instant, like something that would happen in Tennessee. And then what happens, it can get reported on, and that whole that virality, all those levels of people who are colder and colder to that event. You can always reference back to that original reporting that was in the moment, in the real time, unfiltered and unedited.
I call them trigger campaigns. I feel like these Fortune 500 companies, the Anheuser-Busch or the Bud Lights, right? I think that their marketing teams, they do things as a trigger campaign because they're like, some people are like, well, why, why would they do this? Because they're going to upset their base or whatever. They're going to accept their, right? But that's the thing. They're doing it as a trigger campaign. They're like, if we do this, it's most likely going to become viral. We're going to trigger a bunch of people. And that triggering of people is going to drive them to create a bunch of free content that drives, whether it's positive. And we talked about this all the time. We don't care. We don't care about our traffic, right? Our attention, whether it's positive or it's negative.
Right.
We talk about this. It's almost like high ticket affiliate marketing 101, right? We're like, we love the haters, and then we love the people that support us equally. And it's the same way when they do these trigger campaigns. We love the people who are like, they support, and then we love the people that snowflake and go absolutely crazy and create a bunch of content, because that content gets spread far and wide. And then now everybody's talking about Bud Light. Whether
I think there's also something to be said about the intention behind it, though. Like, to be on the right side of something, cancel culture is equally as powerful, right? We've seen people just get busted and their lives changed in a second. Yeah. So when it comes to the impactfulness and being on the right side of something, that is where virality really wins. So just, have some integrity and create content that you actually agree with and you believe in, and you'll create the community that stands up behind you. And the next thing you know, you're one post away from literally the biggest quarter of your life.
Yeah. And that's even, I think that's also the TikTok algorithm being magical, is like, it will find people who like what you have to say. Like, you'll just keep posting. You'll find your people on there, as opposed to, I think you see other ones, TikTok or Facebook tends to rage farm a little bit more.
I think Simon also talks about this in the book of Start With Why, but how Martin Luther King and the gathering of people and like the power behind that, it was why people gathered. And he was still able, when there wasn't internet, there wasn't Outlook, there wasn't email Outlook, there wasn't all these things, able to group a section of people that could come together for a common cause and what they believed in. That's the power of social media. Because now we have far greater reach. We have the internet on our side. It's short form content. You can get to know people on that other side of the camera if you're willing to be authentic. But also the inauthenticity on the opposite side of that is equally, you can see it. You can see right through it.